Jesus called us to be the light of the world. And the light really needs to shine brightest in the dark times. Do you know what I mean? So when they think it's a dark time, who do you think is going to be the light? It's you. It would be lovely to give that job to someone else. Wouldn't that be nice? But it's not. It's our job. So the question is, how do we do that? How can we be a light in this crazy kind of world that's going on? So I want to talk about that today. And I chose a very simple phrase that I thought you might know: faith, hope, and love. You know, besides being a great song, it's the last verse in the first book of Corinthians, the famous chapter about love. Even if you say, well, gee, I don't know if I have much faith anymore. Well, I would tell you, a simple truth is that you have all the faith you are ever going to have. There's no way to get any more. The only question is, where are we putting it? Are we putting it in the fearful things? Are we putting it into doubt? Are we putting it into the wrong places? But we have all the faith. The faith is what you believe, and where we put our belief is completely up to us. So I want you to imagine that you're standing here and now, and we're looking at faith as part of the past. And the reason I want you to do that is because I want you to think back, and I want you to remember. I want you to remember all of the great and wonderful things that God has been doing for you throughout the years. God has been doing amazing things for you. And in this place and time, it's important to see that. Nothing changes our attitude any more powerful than a gratitude list. Okay, that's the faith. Okay, faith, hope, and love. Faith is remembering. I commit to remember the source of my good. It's not my paycheck. It's not my employer. It's not my career. It's not my husband. It's not my retirement. My source is God. You understand? Okay, that's number one. Second one, hope. Hope is that intention that comes from within us. So hope is about looking to the future. Faith was looking to the past. Hope is looking to the future. And how do we look? We need to remember that the law of echo says whatever we put out is going to come back. Okay? So if we look to the future and we say, oh, there's going to be 9 more months of really hard times, the universe is going to echo us. And what do you think the universe is going to say? Oh, there's going to be 9 more months of hard times. We have to see the future the way we want it to be. We have to speak it the way we want it to be. We got a problem, you focus on the problem, it's going to get bigger. Promise you it will. So as we stand here, ready to look in the future, we need to be able to speak and to imagine the things we want, and we need to focus on the good things where it is happening and have those things grow. That's the law of expansion. The third one is the law of mind action, which means the thoughts we are thinking, the way we are thinking is what's going to show up in the world and show up in our life. So even though you may say, well, I don't believe it, but I'm going to say it. Okay, the world's going to be a good place. Okay? What do you think the universe is going to do? The world's a good place. Right? You cannot fool the universe. God knows what's going on up here. And so your intention and your thoughts are incredibly powerful. So when you stand in this place now, in the past we're knowing God is our source. In the future we are seeing the world the way we want it to be. Do you understand? That's important. So your commitment then is this. I commit to seeing a healed world. Healed because healed of all things. Justice for all people, an abundance for all people, the end of hunger. You have to commit, and I have to commit to seeing a healed world. The last one is this. So, okay, we've done the future, seeing a healed world. We've done the past, knowing that God is our source. You see how you're going to be the light to the world? Do you see how you're going to be different from everybody else already? Now, the here and now. Love. Because you see, God is love. And God is the activity of love. Love is what heals. We want to see a healed world. How's it going to heal? It's going to heal from love. Love heals. Love harmonizes. Love makes it right. So, you say, well, gee, okay, so what? We love? Yes. But not only love, but I'm asking you to make a commitment to make love your first response. Okay? Because the first response is where the energy really is. So if somebody says to you, oh, did you see the news? It was just horrible. My first response is usually, yeah, isn't it awful? Okay? What have I done? What have I just done? I have just made it bigger, right? It's awful? Yeah, you bet. And the whole universe is going, it's awful. Okay, put more awful. More awful comes pouring. That's how it works. So if my first response is love, okay, my first response is love. It's about healing. Somebody says, have you seen what's going on in the news? Isn't it horrible? Okay, what's my response? My response is love. And I say, well, you know, I think you're going to be okay because God loves you, and I know you're going to be okay. God is your source, and I'm just knowing that the world is going to be fantastic because I'm responding right now in love for you. I'm not going to help you buy into that negative stuff. Yeah? You feel better? We make love our first response because the more loving we are now, that's how we create the healed future. That's how it's going to happen. I know that may not be too easy for you, but see, the thing is, it's not magic, it's miracle in the way you think, in the way you speak, in the way you live. There's a wonderful poem that's one of my favorite poems in the whole world that talks about some of the hard times we have and a way to look at them and to see them as a blessing. It's written by one of my favorite Unity poets. She didn't write a lot of stuff, but it was fantastic stuff. Martha Smock. It's called The Road. Could we but see the pattern of our days, we should discern how devious were the ways by which we came to this present time, this place in our life, and we should see the climb our soul has made through the years. We should forget the hurts, the wanderings, the fears, the wastelands of our life, and know that we could come no other way or grow into our good without these steps that our feet found hard to make, our faith found hard to meet. The road of life winds on, and we, like travelers, go from turn to turn until we come to know the truth that life is endless and that we forever are inhabitants of all eternity. You see, I believe with faith, with hope, and with love, we will cross over any of these mountains that are before us, and we will reach the other side.